Hello everyone, this is Maryann here from Revealing Light Tarot, Astrology and Spirituality. First up, gratitude for your support of my channel, as always. And I said yesterday to some viewers on another platform, gratitude is never in short supply. It's abundant, it can go around, there's enough of it to go around. So thank you for your support of this channel. And also my podcast, which you can find on Apple Podcasts, Random Sage, with Maryann from Revealing Light, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, the usual podcast broadcasters. All right, so I do want to get into the more salient topics today, but first of all, I just want to look at the astrology. Now, we've got the moon in Capricorn moving into Aquarius, depending on where in the world you are. The two, planetary aspects that I want to talk about is the Sun conjunct Uranus and Jupiter squaring Pluto. Both of those things, and Mars trining Neptune as well. So I've got to put that into the mix. The sun is the full illumination, isn't it? It's the bright, it's the soul, it's the center of our universe. It's also what I am. And Uranus is the planet of unpredictability, lightning quick change, and change that actually has to happen in many ways to take us forward. So I am change. If you just want to think of the Sun conjunct Uranus, I am change. And I thought to myself yesterday, we're going to be hearing some bombshells while we've got this, these planetary aspects, conjunctions and squares. We have here Jupiter squaring Pluto. Now, if you remember, Pluto moved into Aquarius, and we said at the time this will bring corruption of power to the full illumination, to our views. And of course, Jupiter squaring Pluto. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Pluto, of course, as I said, it's about power, and can be about corruption of power as well. It's what's underneath can come to the surface. And so there is this continual battle, if you like. We're locked into this universal battle to bring forward the truth. And of course, this week we've had some doozies, haven't we? As we say in Australia, Mars trining Neptune. Mars is I am, like it's what I'm going to do. It's active. It's forward motion, and Neptune is that boundlessness of something coming into form. So just on those three things, we've seen, it's the backdrop to what we've seen come out in the last couple of days. First of all, I want to mention E.G. and Carroll. Thank you to the viewers that keep track of when I'm correct and also when I'm not. I did say that the defamation case would be proven, and that the rape case, he wouldn't be found liable for rape, but there was something else. I couldn't quite get it. It was like I didn't even think of sexual abuse because I only asked about rape and defamation. But I said to myself, well, what is this? He's liable for quite a lot, but not quite of rape. Does it go to appeal? And that's where I came out. Also, I want to talk about, and yes, it will go to appeal, and my intuition tells me that E.G. and Carroll will again win that appeal, but we can check on that. The other one I want to talk about is Santos. Now, I read on him 3 months ago. I said I think as soon as he was elected, I said he's going to be under investigation. And I felt the charges would be fraud, not just campaign violations, financial violations, but actual fraud. I also think there's more to come on that, and I did get a hit toward immigration or something to do with an overseas matter. So stay tuned for that. I said he wouldn't be charged straight away, but eventually he would be charged, and I do believe convicted. Now, again, he hasn't been to trial yet. He's innocent until proven guilty. But my I guess psychic prediction is he will most likely be convicted. Well, not most likely. I do feel he will be. We can check on that today. So Santos faces 7 counts of wire fraud. So fraud is the big. I often get when I'm doing these, I often get words that kind of blaze in my third eye, and fraud was the one with Santos. Obstruction of justice was of course the big one around the classified documents with Trump. I don't know why I'm putting those two things together, but I am. Wire fraud, 3 counts of money laundering, 1 count of theft of public funds, and 2 counts of lying to the House of Representatives on financial forms. And of course, Santos is saying this is a witch hunt. I mean, for goodness sake, this is a document. Like, all the documents are there to put toward the evidence in this trial. So, you know, as we say in Australia, I do believe Santos is toast. Okay, but we can check on that. So let's work through our questions. We will take the E. Jean Carroll appeal, quite rightly so. She said her win was a win for all women. I loved the gentle smile on her face, the happy smile. It wasn't smug, it was just happy, and there was a gentleness to it, that she was at peace with that finding. I think it's wonderful. Trump liable for sexual abuse and defamation. Okay, so E. Jean Carroll appeal. Trump's lawyer has said that he'll appeal it. Let's see, E. Jean Carroll. Will she win on her appeal? Will she win her appeal? Will she win her appeal? Okay, so we've got the 3 of Swords. We've got heartbreak. Not looking so good, but we get the Star. By the way, this is the Star Tarot, and I used it for a reason. Thank you, Spirit. I mean, honestly, I wonder who's controlling these cards sometimes. Me, or is it Spirit, or is it a bit of both? Well, we're all Spirit, aren't we? So, her heartbreak is being healed. Her heartbreak, her loss, her betrayal, the 3 swords through her heart is being healed. And so we have the Star crossing the loss. And sometimes when that 3 of Swords comes forward, you can lose hope, and that's when you're in the darkness. But by golly, she's got the Star card there. We have the 2 of Cups, contracts, commitments. This is a good card. This is about her emotional fulfillment as well. I mean, I'm getting a pretty good spiritual dive on her today. The 9 of Cups in the past, wish fulfillment. Yeah, she got a wish. That was in her smile. She was delivered hope. That was in her smile as well. So for her, in the sky, we've got endings, major endings of cycles and a new beginning. 9 of Pentacles. I'll just draw a pretty short Celtic cross because we've got a lot to get through. The 9 of Pentacles is the outcome card and clarified by the Prince of Wands. So, I'm feeling pretty confident. 4 of Swords, retreat, it may not even, and the Ace of Cups, it may not even go, Knight of Wands would have been the longer outcome card. It may not even go to appeal, or he might, a week before the appeal, drop it. He's toast. She's going to be successful. Against whom? Against the despot. The despot and the person liable for sexual abuse, battery, and defamation. The Devil and the Tower. This was really a lot of hard work, and cost her a lot of money as well to bring this forward. A lot of, her reputation, the violence, threats of violence, all of that. It cost her a lot. But she is releasing and letting go of this terrible thing that happened in that dressing room, which a jury found Trump was liable for. What was that terrible thing in that dressing room in the department store? It was sexual abuse, the jury found. Okay, now on to, they were beautiful cards there for E. Jean Carroll. Let us move now to Santos. Now, I feel that McCarthy will spin this out. I said that yesterday in another forum, and of course then last night he said that he wouldn't eject him until he was convicted. He needs that vote. He needs the vote. However, there's a surprise waiting for McCarthy. He will have to put... They retain control of the House in Congress through winning a handful of seats, including Santos' seat, which he won from a Democrat. And I think it was a couple of seats in California as well, Democratic type of seats. So no wonder the Republicans who won those seats in New York, whether they were Republican or formerly Democrat, are a little bit concerned, because this guy has been charged with fraud, very, very serious matters of fraud, taking campaign money, buying clothes, paying off car loans, using it to live. As well as now we find he was claiming unemployment benefits while he was working for the company that allegedly ran a Ponzi scheme. This dude is one of a kind. This is not just a mild matter where McCarthy can wait for the legal processes to draw out. He's going to get so much pressure on him that even though he'll stall for as long, Santos gave him the deciding vote on his budget. They hold a razor-thin majority, as you already know, and I think cast the vote for him as Speaker. You can see the deals that might have been done. However, I feel McCarthy will eventually cave and put 2024. The New York Congress, Republican Congress people are going to get so much heat that McCarthy will have to put 2024 federal election ambitions before Santos and ride the wave of getting rid of him from the Congress. So let's see if that's actually going to happen. Will McCarthy eventually get rid of George Santos from the Congress? Will McCarthy finally cave and get rid of George Santos from Congress? Yeah, there'll be a recommendation, I think, to get rid of him, and he'll have from the moderates as well, the moderate Republicans. Well, I guess you could call them in New York, given New York's pretty much a Democratic party stronghold. Moderation, temperance, balance. And then we get the Ace of Cups. These are two very, very strong cards. The emotion will be so strong now. This is what he can't resist. This is the shock that he's getting. This is everybody's heard of the talented Mr. Ripley. It's not someone you want in your Congress. So let's see what's at the foundation. Yeah, baby. The Star card. Throughout all the defendant Trump years, the Star card made an appearance. And it's coming into my readings more and more and more. The Princess of Cups is the bombshell, that Uranus, Sun and Uranus energy. I do believe that Santos is what I was thinking would happen when I thought that Sun and Uranus will bring forward something major. We're not finished yet. Any day now, Jack Smith might be ready to drop something of his, the special counsel. Knight of Wands, things on the move, in the sky. Knight of Cups, he might offer him a deal to resign. I don't know, there's some wheeling and dealing on here. Rather than be sacked, he resigned. Justice is in the here and now, the balancing of those scales. This is, as I said, this is huge. The Queen of Wands. And why is it huge? Because you've got defendant Trump and you've got Santos and you've got them saying the same things, and they're both proven liars. And this is who's garnering all the attention for the Republican Party in a lead up to a federal election in 2024. The Queen of Wands. There's a plan. They're moving forward with these charges. The Queen of Wands is somebody that has passion and motivation and will keep driving forward. She could be a female, doesn't necessarily have to be. It's fire energy, and I'm seeing fire energy and justice kind of melding here. Jupiter's squaring Pluto. Get out of my way, because this is coming to the surface. King of Swords, the prosecutor, and the Knight of Pentacles. So reliability, sustainability, secrets. Yes, Santos could carry secrets about the Republicans. Who knew what and when? Remember that other New Yorkan Republican, Elise Stefanik. The High Priestess. There's something we don't know. And the King of Wands, he could carry some kind of baggage around lawmakers here. And the Nine of Pentacles. These are all yes cards. God, it's a very seedy, toxic kind of atmosphere, isn't it? The Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Three of Cups, supporting. King of Cups and the Devil. And the Tower card coming again. Yeah, it's 2024 that he's now got his mind on McCarthy. McCarthy will cut him loose, although there are some backroom deals that we don't know about. And also Santos has information on some of those Republicans, perhaps that maybe knew more about him and his past than what they're letting on. But McCarthy will eventually cut him loose, and it's going to be before Santos is convicted. It's going to be a long time before then. He'll hold out, but the pressure will be so high that he'll cut him loose. Maybe ask him to resign. Maybe he gets something in return for that. I don't know what. Maybe they give him a job with the Republican Party. I don't know, in New York. But I don't know what they're going to do for him. Maybe a Republican donor slips him some money on the side. I don't know, but there's a deal going down. Eventually, Santos will be made, I think, to resign. Let's see if he'll be convicted. Will Santos be convicted? Yes or no? Will Santos be convicted? Seeing the victory card. Oh, gosh. Ace of Swords. Wow. Truth. As I said, truth. Wish fulfillment. Temperance, moderation returning, and the Two of Pentacles. There's decisions for Republicans to make, but here we have the Sun, full illumination. These are, majority yes cards, very strong yes cards, major arcana yes cards. So, he will be convicted. Interesting. And that Two of Pentacles, they do have more on him, and it has something to do with either overseas or his immigration. This is like, there's more to come, McCarthy, so watch your backside, because this isn't the end of it, as if this wasn't bad enough. Okay, where are we going now? The debt ceiling. Biden met with the leaders and opposition leaders in both chambers, or the Congress and the Senate. Biden is not, I don't see him panicked. He's sticking to his guns and saying uncouple the debt ceiling from the budget, and then we'll do the budget, raise the debt ceiling, and then we'll do the budget negotiations. 40% of the debt was raised in Defendant Trump's era, largely around those tax cuts for the wealthy. But, partisanship has a lot of blinkers on, doesn't it, when it comes to who created the debt. I think Biden has reduced the debt more than any other president in recent times. So, all right, let's see what what's going to happen. How will the debt ceiling play out in the US? How will the debt ceiling play out in the US? Show me how the debt ceiling will play out in the US, because it's going to affect families, and they're a big voting lobby. So 3 cups are lost and one is remaining. There will be a deal reached in some way. The Ace of Cups is crossing that, or is the other signifier card. Yeah, they do come to an agreement of some sort. It's kind of Knight of Cups. There's negotiations going on now. I think what will happen, and I'm just going out on a limb here, but I think that they may end up uncoupling it in a way, in return for some kind of budgetary win. I'm not sure. I haven't thrown cards on that, but it looks like they find a way through this. Knight of Pentacles in the past, the Queen of Wands in the sky. So there is a plan here. I'm pretty sure, as I said, Biden has a plan. The Queen of Cups, again, a lot of emotion here. Families as well, and that voting bloc would be hurt by this. People on low incomes as well. Biden hasn't literally an Ace of Cups. Remember, he's a Scorpio. They don't play. They don't play lightly. They don't play lightly. And I'm seeing all his energy over this. There's a cup here. He's got something, an Ace of Cups up his sleeve. 7 of Pentacles, Plan B, going to Plan B. The Emperor card he's the president. He's got something up his sleeve. Hopes and fears, of course, is the Tower. And the outcome is the Star. So a way forward will be found through. This is an abuse of power. Never before has this... the Democratic Party has not done this to a Republican president. This is a sabotage thing. But there's hope here for the Democrats. So in some way, we get pausing something. 8 of Cups... There's this idea around loss, movement, and new starts. Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry, the Hierophant card. I think there will be a way found through this, and I think with those cards, I think a deal might be struck. I just want to ask one more question. Will Biden circumvent the Congress and not allow this to happen? Well, will Biden circumvent the Congress? I think there's a constitutional provision there that overrides the Congress's ability to hold the debt ceiling to ransom. It has to have money. The US has to have money to pay its bills. So, will Biden circumvent? He might threaten to do that. He might threaten to do it. Will Biden circumvent the Congress? Will Biden circumvent the Congress? Judgment. There's an inevitability about something. And the 2 of Swords, it's a crossroads here. Ooh, this is tricky. Tricky stuff. Temperance, moderation, that's good. Is at the foundation of the reading. But let's keep going. The 4 of Pentacles, holding back the money. 7 of Cups, illusion, delusion, smoke screens. The 8 of Wands, something coming very, very, very quickly. The truth is here. There could be a breaking story, justice. Okay. There could be some sort of breaking story around why the Republicans are doing this. 5 of Cups is the fear that everybody has. But we get the 9 of Pentacles. Well, that's a yes. And the 6 of Pentacles, loans and debts and not having enough money to pay one's debts, and the Sun. I think he's got every intention that if they can't come to an agreement to go around the Congress, and of course the Republicans then would take that to the court. That would then go to the Supreme Court. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? how much power does the Supreme Court actually have? Well, it does interpret the Constitution. There's a lot of anxiety around this. I think, okay, I know you want me to answer. The Ten of Wands, lots and lots of heavy burdens, but we get moving out of troubled waters, and the Queen of Pentacles having enough to pay the bills. I think it might come right down to the wire, and I think Biden might even announce that if they don't do this, that he won't allow them to hold the country to ransom, and he will circumvent Congress. And I think at the end of the day, I think a deal is struck with them. I think that it will be in Biden's favour. I think the Republicans are going to come off looking pretty terrible here. Lawbreakers, rule breakers, lawbreakers, alleged lawbreakers, and blackmailers. That's the Conservative Party in the US. Okay, well, one could say cast a wider net, couldn't one? Okay, what do I want to know? I've had a lot of questions from my Canadian viewers about Pierre Poilievre, the opposition leader. They call him a mini Trump. I don't know that much about him, but I'm just going to see. They say he's rising in popularity, daily. I don't know. He's gaining ground in the electorate. Let's see, will Pierre Poilievre ever be Prime Minister of Canada? Will Pierre Poilievre, the opposition Conservative leader, ever be Prime Minister of Canada? I don't think so. I see that a female is the next Prime Minister. Four of Wands talks about families, reunions, and the Empress card, abundance, the coming to fruition in time of abundance. Yeah, there's a female coming in. I felt that for a long time. Ace of Pentacles, in the past he's fairly aligned with monetary interests, and that information could come on that. But I do feel that Canadians might, by the time they get to the election, might want somebody else other than Trudeau. But I don't think it's Pierre. Sorry, Pierre. I think it's actually a woman. We have the Six of Pentacles, loans and debts. He's got some kind of financial tie here to somebody. And we get abuse of power. It doesn't look good. The Four of Swords, retreat. Has a story broken about his monetary ties in some way. And the Three of Cups is circles of support, retreat, and then support is the environment around, wounded in battle, but then we get the three. Okay, could be Canada has quite a significant type of coalition with a female leader at the next election. He's lying, or they feel that he's lying about something. And the Three of Wands talks about overseas interests. And then the Prince of Swords, the truth coming out about overseas, something to do with an overseas matter, and we get the Wheel of Fortune. So, and the Tower, fortunes change. That's a pretty mixed kind of a reading. I do believe that by the time, as I said, Canada gets to that point in time, there's so many queens. In this reading, I just feel that it will be a female and more of a coalition type of government. He's in for some strife, although I must say I can see his popularity. He is gaining in popularity. Those cards were very mixed. They weren't terrible cards, but the outcome showed that there's something that might occur that might put a dent in his popularity in the future before we get to the election. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back again soon. This is a channel where we look at global events. I also want to do a deep dive on AI. I'm getting quite concerned about the chat bots, kind of software that's springing up everywhere. It's a minefield, and again, like everything with social media or everything with internet, remember Pluto in Aquarius is the internet, the good and the bad. It's like the pace of technology, that law reform or laws or boundaries, legal boundaries, is not keeping pace with the development of technology. I do feel that there's a danger with AI, and I'll do a deep dive on that in a future reading. Again, thank you. If I don't see you again till next week, have a great weekend, and bye for now. Thumbs up if you like this video. Bye.